YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by State Farm Insurance Becky Potsuva Agency, the American of Fort Pierre, Bank West, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Fording Electric, and Gales Gas.
Olsen hands it off for Getz. He'll pull it for a long-range three. Buried by Getz! He's now got 10, and the Governors lead it by 5, their largest lead tonight.
And by American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, CHS River Plains, First Dakota National Bank, Shane's Pharmacy, and Missouri River Dentistry.
To Williger, she'll spin, kicks it back over. Taylor pulls up for 3. That's buried by Graceland Taylor. She's got the Governors up by 6. Taylor's got 5 points.
And by Kruger Contracting, Edward Jones Financial, Lamb Motors, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Todd's Electric, and the South Dakota Office of Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection.
Rebound tipped around and is going to be grabbed by the Golden Eagles. They go down the floor with 7 seconds to go. Pass for Fritz, lost the handle of the ball. It's grabbed by Getz with 2 seconds to go. The time will run out, and the Governors will win it 53-51.
And now to the booth we go for Pierre Governor basketball.
Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Pierre Governors Basketball on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Tonight we are live once again at Riggs High School where it's time to settle old scores. On the banks of the Missouri, an old rivalry writes its latest chapter as the ferocious Huron Tigers square off with their arch rival, your Pierre Governors. Welcome inside the broadcast area. My name is Dylan Simmons, and I cannot wait to take you on a ride into the sounds, sights, and gravitas of this game alongside you. Your Governors are trying to steer the ship away from any icebergs in the final 3 weeks of the regular season as we approach the SODAC 16 and postseason basketball. However, the road will be tough and not easily traveled, especially when you face tests like this. The Huron Tigers are 10-5 and on their way to their best season in half a decade. Now they want the ultimate sign of legitimacy by defeating their arch rival on the road. Tonight, the passion and pride of these two teams will be on full display, and you can bet that these fans will rise to the occasion in their own right to make this atmosphere downright spectacular. Now the only question is who will claim the crown for 2025 in this East River rivalry. Pierre enters this game with a 5-8 record overall, coming off a close win on the road against Yankton, 49-47, and it felt like a must-win game for Pierre, although it was not an easy win to get. They've had a week off since then to recuperate, recover, and refocus on the rest of the season. And all of that starts today against their arch rival by trying to defend home court. Governors also trying to move up the ESD and AA standings with the ever-approaching SODAC 16. Meanwhile, for Huron, they're hot off the heels of back-to-back wins versus Spearfish and Sturgis Brown at home. This is their best start to a season since 2019-2020, and they are looking to be a serious force against everyone in the ESD. Of their 5 losses this year, they have not lost by any more than 10 points. However, they have struggled defensively against some of their opponents this year. We'll see if that creates a problem tonight. Now, this series, it's been about as even as you can imagine. The road team has not won in this series since 2020, and these two teams have traded wins in the last 4 contests. Head coach Pierre Kusler is 1-2 against Huron to start her career. This is easily one of the most evenly contested rivalries that you will find in the Eastern South Dakota Conference. So, when you take all of that into consideration, you get the feeling that we may be due for a classic sort of rivalry showdown tonight in the capital city and right here at Riggs High School. The gymnasium is jam-packed tonight. We've got fans from all over the capital city area. We've also got some fans from Huron about a couple hours away. By the way, you can also check out the girls' game. That's taking place right now also on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel, so make sure to give that a listen. John Winkler is on the call for that one. So both the boys and girls in action against Huron, but as far as home games go, that belongs to the boys tonight. And as you can see on your screen right now, if you're watching on the YouTube stream, the JV team is still wrapping up their game. If you're listening in, The game is 60-63. In case you were wondering, Huron on top with 20.9 seconds to go. So set up for a dramatic finish in that one. And we got a lot more coming in your KCCR Sports pregame show. When we come back, we'll hear from the head coach of the Huron boys basketball team, Mr. Tim Budenhagen, will be in to talk about his team and what we can expect tonight on his side. All that and more coming up in just 3 minutes time.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Did you know it is important for your child to see the dentist at the time their first tooth erupt? A healthy smile begins at birth, and there are many variables, from healthy eating habits to good oral hygiene and routine dental care. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer. At Missouri River Dentistry, we enjoy working with people of all ages. Dentistry is our profession, but people are our focus. I invite families to come experience an office that uses the latest techniques and equipment to be sure you receive that healthy and happy smile. To schedule your appointments for your family, call us at 223-2021. Kids love us, parents trust us.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Welcome back here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Dylan Simmons with you, and I'm joined by the head coach of the Huron boys basketball team, Mr. Tim Budenhagen. Coach, great to have you here with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, appreciate it. First question for you. Your team got a couple of big wins this past weekend at home against some tough competition. What did you like about what your team did in those games, and what would you like to carry over into tonight's game?
I thought we established ourselves inside. We got to get the ball inside and then go out. I thought we did a really nice job on their main scores, keeping them out of the paint, finding them on the perimeter, making it tough for them to score. So I like that combination of those two things, and we got to continue to progress from here.
As you should. Now, just from the research that I did on you guys and watching back some of your games, your team always seems to keep it close, even in a loss. There really hasn't been a team that's kind of like dominated you guys so far this year. Is there anything in particular you attribute that towards?
Well, I think defensively we're sound. We give teams some fits, and again, trying to take away the other team's best shooters. At least every team's got two guys that score 80% of their points. Those are the two guys you have to find. We've done a nice job of keeping the ball out of the paint. We got shot blockers when we do get beat, and we try to limit the teams to one shot. So if you can do all that that's a relative mixture for success.
Certainly helps. Now, offensively, you guys have been playing some very good team basketball, and you've been able to generate a pretty good amount of points on most nights. What's been working with this offense, and what are some things that you would like to see improve towards the end of the season?
Well, again, inside out. I mean, we got some size, so we got to make sure that the ball starts inside and then comes back out, and then we can shoot it. At times, we get impatient. We take the first quick three that we can take instead of, again, working the ball in, kicking it out. Now it's going to be easier shot. So we just got patience on offense, stick the ball inside, and then when you have a shot, let's hit it. We got to continue to improve our three-point shooting. We have numerous guys that can, hit the three, and we're just trying to find that mixture right now that's going to be a key to success.
Certainly. Now, looking at this series and this rivalry between Pierre and Huron, it's always been tough for whichever team to win on the road. How important will it be to take the crowd out of this early on in the game and establish a sense of calm?
Well, any time you go on the road, it's going to be loud and noisy, and we understand that. I think for us, just to be playing well is the key. The crowd can cheer and not cheer. It doesn't matter. How you play on the court is what matters. So we got to have a consistent effort. And again, I think we got to take away Getz and Olsen, make sure we keep Olsen out of the paint, make sure we know where Getz is all the time on the floor. Don't let easy shots, and then the crowd should take care of itself.
Yeah, and expanding on Getz and Olsen, Pierre, like you mentioned, has some great talent on offense. And if you're going to beat them, you've got to find a way, like you mentioned, to limit the production of their offense on a consistent basis. So how do you go about that defensively? How is your team preparing for Pierre tonight?
Well, I think you try to slow him down, because if Olsen gets a running start, he's awfully quick, and he can get to the basket. You got to take him out of their sets. They like to run a lot of sets and set those two guys up. We got to stop the isolation for Olsen, and then again, Getz comes off a lot of triple staggered screens, so we got to communicate where he's at all times. So I think if we can do that, and then the secondary guys are really good too. We just got to make sure that we don't get slipped to the basket. We're always matched up, and we're always playing 5-on-5.
All right, great insight, Coach. Looking forward to it tonight.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back in 3 minutes right here on KCCR Sports and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Discover the ultimate driving experience at Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre. With our extensive lineup of vehicles, including reliable sedans, rugged SUVs, and powerful trucks, finding your perfect match has never been easier. Plus, our dedicated team is committed to providing top-notch customer service, ensuring your satisfaction every step of the way. Visit us today and experience the excellence at Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Becky Pottsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Welcome back here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Dylan Simmons with you, and I'm joined by the head coach of the Pierre Governors boys basketball team, Miss Brianna Kusler. Coach, great to have you back on.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's get right into it. First question to start us off. I know it's been a week since your last game, but you guys were able to pick up a big win on the road against Yankton last Tuesday in a game that went down to the wire. Now, what did the Govs show you late in that game, and what do you think made the difference in the end?
You know, I think for probably the first time all year, we won a close game, and that's something that, regardless of record, Yankton's a competitive team. They play everybody tight, and for us to come away with a win, I'm hopeful that kind of kick-started us into a little bit of a streak here. We needed to, learning how to win is easier said than done, and coming away with some of those tight victories, and it's got to start somewhere. So we hopefully got it started right there, and we learned still plenty. It's a lot more enjoyable learning from a win though than it is learning from a loss. So still plenty to take away from it, but it was solid. How connected the boys were down the stretch, and just making sure everybody was on the same page, and certainly had to make things interesting, but a win is a win.
A win certainly is a win. Now, as Dr. Strange once said, we're in the end game now. We're getting close to the end of the season. With that in mind, and the postseason coming up, I know you focus on every game one at a time, but how important will it be in your mind to build some momentum heading towards that postseason?
It's going to be huge. You know, we've got a stretch of games here. I mean, with 7 games still to go. There's plenty left in a short month of February, and what better time to play than now? And it's time. You know, we'll have minimal practice between, and that's what we've been 40 practices in for up to this point, is getting those things in, and now the guys just get to go out and play. And you know, we always talk about we don't want to be peaking in the beginning of the season. We always want to be a steady climb, and I feel like we've maintained that, and it's looked a little different than ideally what it would look like. Of course, everybody wants to never lose a game, and that's not how it always goes. So I think the steady improvement has always been there, and that's something that we want to carry those lessons into the latter half of the season here, and then into postseason.
Now, shifting focus to your opponent tonight, Huron is a team that has an impressive offense, and they can make a tough test for any opponent. Defensively, what are you looking for your team to hold them at bay, and how do you translate that from practice to the game?
You know, they certainly have something that we can't teach, and that's height, but we need to combat that with our efforts, and battling hard. Got to clear the glass with a team that is going to outsize us. We've got to do the job early, find bodies, clear them out, and then go pursue the ball. I think we're going to have an advantage from a tempo standpoint, so definitely looking to push the tempo there, but then just forcing more shots that we want and fewer that they want, making things as difficult as possible. They've got some outstanding players who play well together, and so making things as difficult, frustrating them as much as possible, and then giving ourselves chances, and getting everybody involved, getting the ball moved around, and making things difficult for them to defend us.
Now, I am new around here, but I hear this is a pretty big rivalry around these parts, considering the proximity, the locations, and the history between these two opponents. Do you think that will add to the energy of this game and make this game different than others?
I mean, I think at this point, you know, every opponent we've got to go out and battle. I'm sure, yeah, there's a little bit extra when it's Huron being mentioned, but for us at this point, what I want them to go out and do is just compete with confidence, and good things will happen.
There you go, compete with confidence, Coach. Thank you so much, and good luck tonight. We'll be right back on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere, back in 3.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Ferding Electric and their team of electricians have been serving the electrical needs of Central South Dakota for over 60 years. For fast, dependable service, call Ferding Electric for free estimates. Commercial, residential, and farm wiring. You'll find a large selection of light bulbs, including the hard-to-find fluorescent bulbs. Ferding Electric at 2903 East Elizabeth Street in Pierre. They'll do the job right the first time. Call 605-224-8684. Ferding Electric, 605-224-8684.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do. Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
Welcome back to the capital city. Dylan Simmons with you, and we are just about set for Pierre Governors basketball on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Pre-game festivities are over, warm-ups are over, and we are just about set to get this show on the road. But as for right now, we're going to send it courtside for opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the capital city of Pierre, GF Riggs High School for tonight's boys basketball game. Tonight, our beloved Governors play host to the Huron Tigers in an important boys basketball matchup. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would ask you to all please rise and pay proper respect to our flag or removing cover and placing your right hand over your heart. All of our veterans and out of uniform military personnel may salute the flag. And now the singing of our national anthem by Riggs High senior Ronnie Traverson.
Beautiful singing of the national anthem by one of Riggs High School's own students. It's about time to meet the starting lineups for these orange rivals. First up, we'll meet the Huron Tigers.
Recognizing our 7th and 8th grade Governor players and coaches. First up, our 7th graders.
Special night here at Riggs High School as well. They're also going to recognize some of the middle school basketball players, 7th and 8th grade players. And of course the cheerleaders will get a shout out ahead of time as well. But here comes some of the middle school players, and that's a great round of applause for this audience at Riggs High School. This is the future of the Governor's boys basketball program, and they'll be under the tutelage of Coach Kusler and this great coaching staff soon. And very excited to see what they'll be able to do in years to come, and cannot wait to be on the air to call some of their games in the near future. And again, great crowd on hand tonight. It is packed from wall to wall here at Riggs High School. And you get that feeling that whenever a big play is made, it's going to be like you're at the old vet in Philadelphia. Now some of the 8th grade players making their way out onto the hardwood. It's also an ESPN theme night for the student section. They've got some of the students dressed up like the college game day announcers. So I'm trying to figure out who's Reese Davis, who's Kirk Herbstreit, and who would be Lee Corso. You can see them in the top left corner of your screen if you're watching on the YouTube live stream. If you're not, then just imagine what the college game day set would look like if it was in a high school gymnasium on the bleachers. Looks pretty good though. Got to give the students credit. And now the middle school players make their way back onto the bleachers. And now we get ready to officially meet our starters for the night.
Grace Engrams, Mackenzie Newell, Haley Tostinson, and Bella Traversy. The Governor cheerleaders are coached by Courtney Paulson. And now let's meet the starting lineup.
First up, the Huron Tigers.
A senior guard number 10, Trace Wentz.
Trace Wentz, number 10, senior guard, 6'2".
Senior guard number 12, Colton McNeil.
Colton McNeil, he'll be in the 2 spot tonight. Another senior guard.
Bubba Peterson.
Bubba Peterson, number 24. First name Jonathan, but he goes by the nickname Bubba.
Blake Elwine.
Blake Elwine, number 30.
And a sophomore
junior guard.
number 32, Anderson Borish.
And Addison Porish, number 32, 6'5" sophomore, one of the tallest players on this team, rounds out the starting lineup for the Huron Tigers. And now it's time to meet your Govs.
And now green and white on your feet and bring the rockets. These are your Governor starters. A senior guard number 4, Sawyer Sonnenschein.
And first up, it's Sawyer Sonnenschein, number 4, as there's a t-shirt toss tonight. There's Eladio Semental, number 5, taking his customary spot in the starting 5. There's the sharpshooter Dawson Getz, hot off a big game against Yankton. And Lincoln Dilgis, number 13, a bit of a surprise in the starting lineup, but excited to see him in. And to finish it off, the always reliable, always star-studded Luke Olson. That's your starting 5 for your Pierre Governors, who enter tonight 5-8, 5-7 in AA play. Huron is 10-5 both in regular season and AA play. They currently sit at 7th in the AA standings. Pierre currently at 13th with 41 seed points. Huron with 43. A win tonight for both sides will be huge when it comes to postseason implications, but right now it's about bragging rights in this hot-blooded rivalry. Govs, Tigers, we're underway. Tip-off is going to be won by Huron after a little bit of a scramble for it. Bubba Peterson goes to the corner, and here go the Tigers to work. Anderson Porish goes right side to Peterson. Taken up by Trace Wentz. Out of the corner they go. Porish inside, wide open. Peterson scores. Didn't take him long. Bubba Peterson goes right to work, and it's 2-0 Huron. First quarter of action, and the Tigers on top. Now Pierre's offense will get their chance to go to work. as that pass is intercepted by Porish right at the half-court line. Foul's committed immediately. No, it's a backcourt violation. So a mistake by the Tigers. Thought initially that it may be a foul, but the official quickly made the call. I was so focused on the other part of the gym, I didn't see the backcourt violation. It must have been very minuscule, but enough to generate it. Now the Govs with a chance. Semental goes right side to Olsen. Olsen, guarded by McNeil. Tries to go to Semental. That pass too high. Out of bounds, and possession will stay with the Governors. Last touch by the Tigers. Olsen gets ready for the inbound pass. 7:15 to go here in the first quarter. Our scoreboard presented by American Family Insurance and the Brittany Schuffelbein Agency. Thank you, Brittany and American Family Insurance, for always sponsoring our scoreboard. Semental on the block right side, gives it to Sonnenschein. Sonnenschein goes back to Semental. Semental pump fakes while guarded by McNeil. Now Olsen's got it. Olsen directing traffic, looking for a pick. Gets it. Trying to drive, spin in the post, kicks it, Sonnenschein, left side, drives, goes to Dilges, Dilges shot scores. Great feed from Sawyer Sonnenschein to Lincoln Dilges, and it's 2-2 as the Governors tie it up. Dilges gets the first basket of the night for the Govs. 6:38 to go in the first quarter. Bubba Peterson kicks it out, inside now to Porish. Porish on the feed for McNeil, now McNeil gets it, goes to the corner, three-point shot on the way, and good. Blake Elwine with the corner three, and the Tigers take a 5-2 advantage. Now Pierre looking for a quick response. Semental. Miscommunication went right past Olsen. Fast break for Porish on the other end. Puts up a shot, gets fouled hard. And now Anderson Porish, will head to the free throw line. Foul committed by Olsen as he was trying to stop the momentum of the hard-charging Porish. That'll be his first of the game and the first team foul for Pierre. Huron on top, and like I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, they have not lost a game by less than 10 points this year, or by more than 10 points this year, as Porish misses the first free throw. Score remains at 5-2. Huron, middle of the pack when it comes to making their free throws thus far in the season. 1 for 2 for Porish from the line. Able to get the first free throw, or the second free throw rather, 6-2 Tigers. Now Pierre with their opportunity. Sawyer Sonnenschein from the right side. Kicks it out, finds Eladio Semental. Semental puts the move on to Olsen. Great feed inside to Dilges. Dilges on the block, off the glass. Yes, sir. Lincoln Dilges already with 2 big baskets in the early going. 6-4 Tigers with 5:42 to go in the first. Now Huron looking for a response. Here's Peterson. Bubba Peterson, top of the post. Bounce pass inside, and a shot goes in for Blake Elwine. What a start for Elwine. Already 6 points, 8-4 Tigers. And Elwine using his size to take over. He stands at 6'5", or rather 6'9", and he's putting that to good use. Ball goes out of bounds here. I think I mistakenly said Porish was the tallest player. He's not by any stretch. It's Elwine, and he is an absolute giant. Substitution for the Tigers. Davis Chase checks in for the first time, number 40. 5:13 to go, and now Chase guarding Sonnenschein. Sonnenschein on the left side, goes to Getz. Getz steps back, goes to Olsen now. Olsen looking for a screen at the top. Takes a three-point shot. No good, in and out. Rebound collected by McNeil. 4:55 to go in the first quarter. Over to Elwine. Elwine kicks it to McNeil. Three-point shot, top, no good. Olsen gets the rebound. Now Olsen, fast break to Semental. Semental trying to go coast to coast, goes behind the basket. He is gonna have the ball go out of bounds, but he was fouled. And that will send Eladio Semental to the free throw line. So good work by Semental to take that right to the hoop with no hesitation. Took a little bit of a shot, and we're already seeing the physicality on display for both sides. Now Semental trying to go 2 for 2. Bring this back to a 2-point game, and he makes the first one. Free throws were a bit more of a struggle early on in the season as Lincoln Dilges will get a quick water break. Now Luke Olsen does the same. Both stay in the game. Semental second, right through. Semental goes 2 for 2, and it's now a 2-point game again. Huron on top. But in the early going, Pierre is hanging with this versatile Tigers offense. 4:40 to go in the first quarter. Pass from Porish. Goes left side to Wentz. Wentz on the feed from Chase. Goes to McNeil. McNeil right side. Guarded by Carter Shufflebein, who's just checked into the game. Now the ball in the corner. Wentz goes over to Elwine. Now it's Porish, mid-range J, near the baseline, no good. Rebound is finally collected by Getz, just managed to stay in bounds up against the Huron baseline. Now it's Olsen. He's wasting no time. He wants to take it right to the hoop. That shot does not fall, but boy, it was a heck of an attempt on the follow-away. Now the Tigers looking to capitalize. Wentz thought about the floater, instead goes to Elwine, left wing three, got it. Blake Elwine has been superb thus far. 11 points now for the Tigers. He's got 9 points in this first quarter alone. And Pierre, thus far, has had no answer. Sun and shine from the print. Now is going to reset the offense at the logo. Pierre's going to have to get maybe their own triple at some point. Here's Getz. Right wing, finds Olsen. Olsen's going to take it again. Double team, good pass to Shovelbein, kicks it to Sun and Shine. Step back three, yes sir! There's the three-point shot. Sawyer Sun and Shine answers the call, and it's a two-point game. Pass inside, dunk attempt from Wentz is no good. He missed the jam. Now it's Olsen. Underneath the basket, takes a hard shot against the wall, but was fouled on his way up, and Luke Olsen will head to the charity stripe. And the intensity in this one is ramping up to 11. We knew that this wasn't going to be a pretty game, and it certainly hasn't been so far. It's been car crash basketball, for lack of a better term, but it certainly has been something to watch. Olsen makes the first free throw, and he's on the board for the first time tonight. Governors with a chance to tie. 3:10 to go in the first quarter. And our first look at Caden Aharts tonight. He checks in for Dawson Getz. So it's Shufflebein, Getz, Dilgis, Olsen, and Sun and Shine, Sawyer Sun and Shine that is, on the floor for the Govs. Now Olsen to tie. Got it. Luke Olsen 2 for 2, and Pierre remains perfect on free throws. They're now 4 for 4 from the line thus far tonight. Here's Porish. Anderson Porish gives it to Davis Chase. Chase has to get rid of it to Peterson at the logo. Peterson stops, picks it back out. Porish hesitates, and he traveled. They're going to call it double dribble, actually. It's either way, it's a turnover for the Tigers, and Pierre will get possession of the basketball. So Porish took one too many steps. You could have called double dribble or travel either way, but it's a turnover. And with 2:53 to go in the first quarter, the Governors with a chance to take their first lead. Aharts now, assuming the point roll. Goes to Dilgis on the right side. Dilgis near the student section, finds Sun and Shine. Sun and Shine spins away from his defender. Mid-range J's up. Off the mark, off the iron, no good. Foul committed though. It's gonna be on the Govs over the back. It looks like against Olsen. It is, his second. And Luke Olsen already with 2 fouls has to sub out for Semental. Not an easy thing to give up this early in the game. Not even 6 minutes in, and Luke Olsen's on the bench. Game remains tied at 11. Peterson, left side. Goes over to Ty Kleinsasser, and he falls down, lost the basketball. So Kleinsasser was trying to go right side. He just checked in for Huron after Olsen had to sub out, and he immediately turned the ball over, and he's immediately subbed right back to the bench. Tough break for him. Trace Wentz back in the game for Huron. 2:27 to go in the first quarter. Now Sun and Shine trying to work his magic. Already has a three, goes to Aharts. Aharts pump fakes, finds Semental. Around the horn to Sun and Shine. Sun and Shine guarded by Porish. Waiting for his mark, taking his time. Shot clock is at 15. Looking for a screen. Sun and Shine goes to Shufflebein. Carter Shufflebein now back to Semental. Patient offense from the Govs. Shot clock down to 5. Semental's got to hurry. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Dilgis. Shot is up. Yes, sir! The turnaround shot from Lincoln Dilgis. He had to get rid of it quickly because the shot clock was about to expire due to the first miss from Semental. So that was a clutch play from Dilgis. Governors on top. 3-point shot. No good from Wentz. Ball is bobbling around and picked up by Chase. Off the glass, no good. Foul committed. And it's going to go against the Governors. Wow. And Pierre fans not happy with that call. They thought they got the rebound cleanly. It's going to go against Aharts on a push foul. His first, and the third team foul for the Governors in this first quarter. 1:31 to go in the first, and this game uber competitive thus far. Colton McNeil to inbound. McNeil goes up top, finds Elwine. Elwine's been unstoppable, but he can't get it to go this time. Trying to fight for the rebound, swatting at the ball, and a reach-in foul is called, and Pierre fans are irate, and so is Sonnenschein after that one. And Governor fans are letting their voices be heard. That kind of tells the story. Looked like a pretty clean strip from up here, but the officials saw differently. So Elwine's free throw goes in. Elwine now up to double digits, and we're 1 point away from a tie. Lincoln Dilgis will sub in for Sonnenschein, who's still in obvious frustration after that call. One of those that, as a player, it's hard to believe, but you just got to keep playing. Elwine second, right through. So Blake Elwine with an 11-point first quarter. He's really been the generator of offense as Simmental turns it over. Wow. Simmental traveled as he was trying to get rid of it to Getz, and all of a sudden, a team that was down by 2 points in Huron has a chance to take the lead in about 5 seconds. McNeil's got to get rid of it. Finally does, all the way back to Porridge, and he went back court. Great defense from Carter Shufflebine to force Porridge over the half-court line. And the Pierre defense continues to step up in a huge way. Now they have a chance to retake the lead. Deadlocked at 13, 1:16 to go in the first. Gets to Simmental. Simmental right wing. Calling on Shufflebine, gets rid of it. Now Getz has it, Getz. Near the block, spinning, turning, shot up to Dilgis. Dilgis scores. What a first quarter for Lincoln Dilgis. 8 points, arguably his best quarter of the season. Govs on top, 15-13. McNeil almost lost the ball. Chase comes up with it. Now Chase goes to Elwine. Elwine all the way across McNeil. 3-point shot up from the left side, scores. So Trace Wentz makes it 16-15. Tigers back on top. Now Aharts finds an open Dilgis. Mid-range J is good. Whoa. Turn the TV off, Lincoln Dilgis. How about 10 points in the first quarter? 17-16 Govs right back on top. 18 seconds to go in the first quarter. Tigers trying to respond in their own way. Portage goes back to Elwine. Shot clock turned off. 8 seconds to go in the quarter. Crowd erupting. Elwine, deep three. No good. Ball tipped up. Foul called, and it's going to go against the Tigers. Davis Chase, the guilty party. 2.6 ticks left of the clock in this first quarter. Governors will have a chance to get a shot up quick, but they're going to have to hurry. Davis Chase comes out. Bubba Peterson in for this quick possession. Governors up by 1, trying to add to it. Simmental quickly to Getz. Getz is going to go three-quarter court, and he traveled before the shot got off, excuse me. So you can wipe away that. 4/10 left, and all that Huron can do from here is basically inbound it, unless you can get a Damian Lillard shot off. It'll be McNeil to inbound for the Tigers, and we'll see what comes of this quick possession. McNeil just heaves it up, trying to lob it, and that is how the first quarter will come to an end. Wow, this is a catch-your-breath moment if there ever was one. Pierre on top, 17-16. First quarter comes to a close, and we got plenty more basketball coming right to you here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to the capital city in 1.
As community bankers, Bank West employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose Bank West. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. Bank West, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Did you know it is important for your child to see the dentist at the time their first tooth erupt? A healthy smile begins at birth, and there are many variables, from healthy eating habits to good oral hygiene and routine dental care. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer. At Missouri River Dentistry, we enjoy working with people of all ages. Dentistry is our profession, but people are our focus. I invite families to come experience an office that uses the latest techniques and equipment to be sure you receive that healthy and happy smile. To schedule your appointments for your family, call us at 223-2021. Kids love us, parents trust us.
Back in the capital city, Dylan Simmons on the call with you on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Governors up 17-16, and with the basketball, they averaged 13 points per game in the first. That's usually their best, and they exceeded it in this one. Luke Olson on the floor once again. He's already got 2 fouls. He'll have to be careful throughout the rest of this first half. Olson, bounce pass to Semental. Semental turns around, finds gets, tries to lay it up off the glass, couldn't get it to fall. Now the Tigers looking for a response. Elwine stops on a dime, goes to Peterson. Peterson in the post, falls down, lost the ball. Fast break, here goes Olson. Stops, shoots, no good. Got blocked by Elwine and turned it over to McNeil. A missed opportunity on the possession and a foul called in transition against the Governors. Fouls against Dawson Getz. That's going to be his second of the game. So now Getz may be in trouble of getting subbed out. So you've got your 2 best players for Pierre, both of them already with 2 fouls, and that is not what Brianna Kusler wanted to see in this early going. So 7:19 to go. Olson stays in, gets subbed out for Aharts. So Ahart's back in the game. McNeil near the top of the post, goes to Elwine. Elwine with a 3-point shot, no good. Great box out from Semental on Trace Wentz. Governors with the ball after the Elwine missed 3. Semental lost it, foul committed by Colton McNeil, and an inbound pass on the way for the Governors. Elwine tried the sidestep 3 that time from the right side. Couldn't get it to fall. It was a shifty maneuver, and for a big guy, he's got some handles, and that is exactly the kind of player you don't want to meet. Colton McNeil will head to the bench. The Tigers will send in a new player. Looks like Miles Elwine is in, so both the Elwine brothers, and another foul committed by the Tigers, this time Bubba Peterson, as he was trying to guard Dilges. Made a little too much contact near the top. That's Peterson's first. 6:58 to go in the second, so this is becoming a nightmare possession for the Tigers. Inbound pass to Semental, goes right back to Olson. Olson, he wants the hoop. He's in a bit of trouble, goes to Semental. Semental, near the free throw line, finds Aharts. Aharts goes back to Olson on the right side. Olson goes, lobs it to Dilges, off the glass, yes sir! Lincoln Dilges is in his LeBron James arc tonight. 19-16 off the glass. Governors extend the lead. 12 points for Dilges, and we still have 6:27 to go in the second quarter. A career night for number 13. Now Elwine goes to Peterson. Peterson rifles one. Here's Porish. Porish right back to Peterson. Ducks underneath and gets blocked. Absolutely smoked by Carter Shovelbein. Shovelbein channeling his inner Mutombo. 6:05 to go in the second. Governors back with the basketball. Olson left side, guarded by Porish. Goes inside, Dilges, shot. This time can't get it to fall, fighting for the rebound. Finally, it's collected by Porish after a few swat attempts by the Govs. Wide open, Elwine for 3. The younger Elwine can't get it to fall. The older Elwine trying to get the rebound, tie up with Lincoln Dilges, and possession goes to the Tigers. Boy, Lincoln Dilges, he is fighting right now. He is putting in every bit of effort he can, offensively and defensively. As he subbed in, for Corday Austin, you can tell he is feeling it. But boy, has he been a warrior. Dawson Getz checks in for Aharts as well. So 2 new players on the floor for the Governors. 5:47 to go in the second quarter. Pierre coming into this game with a 5-7 record in AA play, trying to work their way back up to Sodak 16 home game contention, but maybe more importantly, trying to beat Huron for the first time in 2 years. Here's Elwine, goes left side. Ball's picked up by the Tigers. Inside, shot is good. Great dish to Blake Elwine. The Elwine brothers working in tandem that time. And it's Blake who adds yet another basket. 19-18, Blake Elwine with 13 after the pass from his brother Miles. Now in the corner, Olsen gets fouled on his way to the basket, and again it's Bubba Peterson. That's going to be Peterson's second of this second quarter. And he is going to have to be careful from here on out. He may get subbed out, he will. Porish right back in the game. Tigers also brought in Mason Jurgens. He's going to guard Olsen. So Jurgens versus Olsen. Olsen winning the initial battle, finds an open, gets in the corner for three, no good. Rebound collected by Blake Elwine. 1 point game, Govs on top of the Tigers, but they're not stopping. Miles Elwine goes to Porish. Porish spins away, goes back beyond the 3-point line, gets double teamed, dishes it inside. Davis Chase fouled on his way to the basket, and Chase will head to the charity stripe. So Davis Chase has not scored yet tonight, but he's on the verge of doing just that and tying this game up at 19 apiece with the 4:52 to play in our first half of action. Pierre averages 57.8 points per game. They give up 60.9 points per game thus far on the season, as the free throw is no good from Davis Chase. Chase was not on the case that time, but you can always get some redemption right here. Second one goes right in. So Davis Chase ties the game up at 19 points apiece, and the Governors wasting no time. Aharts goes back to Getz near the half-court line, finds Semental. Semental in the post, stutter steps, Euro step, shot is good. Great footwork by Eladio Semental, that not travel. Worked his way right past defenders, inside to Chase on the bullet pass, spins, shoots, and scores. And Davis Chase immediately answers. It's 21-21, and we go back and forth. Getz almost had the pass. No, he somehow got it back. Thought for sure it was going out of bounds. Getz finds an open Olsen. Olsen on the block, off the glass, gets smoked on the block attempt, and it's collected by Blake Elwine. What a block by Elwine on Olsen. Elwine goes back and gets the ball again. Deep three on the way. Off the back of the iron, no good. Not the first time he's tried that deep three. Corday Austin with the rebound, almost intercepted on the bullet pass to Olsen. Olsen to Getz. Getz stutter steps, kicks it out. Open, Semental, corner three. Nope, Austin with the offensive rebound. Shovel by goes back to Olsen. What an offensive board by Corday Austin. He was all the way behind the 3-point line when that shot was initially attempted. Getz in the post, tough shot, no good. Another rebound by Austin, lost the ball, last touch by the Tigers. Corday Austin making a huge difference on this possession. Aharts is going to check in, but before that, timeout on the floor by Huron. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll stick with the action. 21-21, 3:27 to go in the first half. Dylan Simmons joining you on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. And this has been one of the best first halves of the year. We've had a lot of dramatic games at Riggs High School thus far this season, but there's something extra special about whenever Pierre and Huron meet. And we're witnessing that right now, or in your case, you're listening to it. For those of us in person, it is truly a sight to behold. The Governors enter those updated rankings as the number 59 team in South Dakota, number 13 in AA, and number 55 in the Sioux Falls area rankings. Interesting fact, the Governors so far this season are 0-7 against teams above 500, but they're 5-1 against teams below 500. Of course, Huron falling into the former category. Governors would love to change that 0-7 mark tonight. And with guys like Luke Olsen, they may be able to do just that. On the block, he goes to Getz. Getz finds Olsen. Olsen from beyond the arc, guarded by Wentz, lost the ball but was fouled. So Trace Wentz committing the foul. That will be team foul number 3 on the Tigers. We're actually checking at number 4 on Huron. So one more will put Pierre in the all-important bonus. Olsen finds Getz, 3-point shot. Off the iron, no good. Austin trying to get another rebound, cannot. Both he and Davis Chase fall to the hardwood, and the Tigers now have it with Blake Elwine. Elwine gets the ball, kicks it to the corner, 3-point shot on the way, and good. His brother Miles scores it from the corner, and Huron takes a 24-21 lead. You knew that at some point Huron was going to attack that corner three, and they just did. Now Olsen in need of a response up against Elwine. Tough shot, no good. Davis Chase gets it, but that is a tough one-on-one matchup. Elwine goes to his brother again, another corner three. This time no good. Austin again jumps up for the rebound. What a night Corday Austin is having up against the boards. He is getting rebound after rebound after rebound. 2:15 to go. Governors are now in the bonus. Bounce pass to Getz. Getz trying to hold on after the pass from Olsen. Tie up. Possession will go to the Governors. So a fortuitous break for Pierre. After that, kind of devolved. Tigers getting ready to send in a substitute. It's going to be Colby Hofer for the first time. Or Hofer, rather. Hofer comes in for Chase. Or actually, no, not Chase. So Chase initially went off. It's actually going to be Miles Elwine who checks out after his big corner three. And there's some perspiration on the hardwood, so time for some impromptu cleaning. A little bit of, well, not quite spring cleaning. The Groundhogs said we got 6 more weeks of winter, and it's 5 degrees outside right now. But we're warm and comfy inside Riggs High School. Olsen finally gets rid of it to Getz. Getz driving, and he was fouled on the floor. He's going to go to the free throw line. He was being guarded by Hofer, whose assignment was Getz, and immediately Hofer realized that that was a mismatch, and Getz took advantage. So Dawson Getz, he's been quiet tonight, doesn't have a single point yet. Very uncharacteristic for him, but he just ended that drought. Makes the first free throw. It's been a pretty low-scoring first half, especially by these two teams and their standards, but rest assured, it's still been an entertaining one. Great balance of offensive and defensive basketball. Getz makes the second. 24-23 Huron. Now the Tigers trying to extend their lead, but it's a precarious one. Hofer, left side, just got rid of it. Now it's a shot no good from Elwine. Rebound goes in for Chase. And a foul's committed by the Tigers underneath the basket, and that's going to send the Governors to the free throw line. Huron is beside themselves. I think Pierre believed it may deserve to be a technical foul of sorts. They didn't like the contact, but Pierre will head to the free throw line regardless. So that was a costly foul by Huron. Frankly, one that probably didn't need to be committed. And again, Pierre fans want a technical. They're not going to get it. Officials will give Lincoln Dilgis a chance at the free throw line, though. First of 2, drains it. Pierre's great free throw shooting continues. They've been picture perfect thus far. They have not missed a single free throw thus far tonight, and Lincoln Dilgis continues his incredible first half. He's got 13 now. This the second, right through. 26-25, right back to a 1-point game. 1:44 to go in the second quarter. Pass over to Blake Elwine, rolls it to Porish. Porish goes to Wentz. Trace Wentz, wide open, Elwine scores. Great cut to the basket by Blake Elwine. He's got 17 in the first half. 28-25, Getz, spins, pirouettes, gets his shot, absolutely rocked. Elwine on the other end, bounce pass inside. Hofer kicks it out, 3-point shot. Trace Wentz, no good. Rebound is going to be collected by the Tigers. Elwine going across the court to Hofer. Corner three's on the way and good. A frenzy for the basketball, and Hofer gets the advantage on the 3-point shot. 31-25. 1 minute to go in the second quarter. Governors got to get a score and probably need to do it soon with the momentum the Tigers have. Olsen spinning around, has a lane, and he gets fouled. Olsen on his way to the free throw line. Tigers fans now they're not agreeing with the call. A lot of unhappy fans. I'll tell you what, the referees tonight, they've got about the same level of popularity as any refs in a Kansas City Chiefs game. Not blaming it on the refs, they're trying to do their job, but sometimes there's unfavorable calls. and it creates emotions. Olsen makes the first free throw. Quiet half for him, too. Only 3 points for the Governor's superstar. Dawson gets subs out. Carter Schuffelbein back in the game. But again, it's been when Olsen has made contributions that matters the most. And the Governors continue their perfect night from the free throw line. And when you look at what they were doing earlier on this season, this is immense. And the officials now having a conversation with the scorers table. They're issuing a warning to the head coach, Tim Budenhagen. And he is still barking, and he gets technical. So Tim Budenhagen was not happy at all with that last call. And now the technical foul being assessed. Governors will send Corday Austin to the free throw line. And these are the kinds of mistakes and the kinds of moments that can really weigh heavy towards the end of the game. Budenhagen still letting his voice be heard to the referee. So this could be a huge turning point. Austin's free throw good. And that's Corday Austin's first point of the night. And the Governors continue to stay perfect from the free throw line. What a turn of events here. Austin's second, right through. 31-29, Governors get 2 and they get the basketball. And now a chance not only to tie this game, but possibly take the lead after being down by 6 less than probably 30 seconds ago. It's an immense turnaround. And now Sonnenschein trying to guide the Governors to that point. Sonnenschein retreats, finds Schuffelbein. Schuffelbein on the lettering. 12-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Schuffelbein goes right back to Sonnenschein. He's going to dish it over to Eladio Semental. 13 seconds to go on the shot clock. Gilgis with the screen. Semental lost the basketball, had it stripped away. Taken away by Blake Elwine as he continues to manhandle this basketball game. Shot clock turned off. Porish with the basketball. Porish, so far being cautious. Works inside, finds Chase, and he gets fouled and dumps it down. Davis Chase gets the and one, and the Tigers take a 4-point lead. Foul on Corday Austin, and that was a mismatch. Again, the superior height of the Huron Tigers continues to pay dividends. Blake Elwine checks out, and Colby Hofer will check back in for the Tigers. 4.9 to go in this first half. So the Tigers, the chance at a 3-point play, which would bring the lead right back up to 5. And it's good. 3-point play for Chase. Final 3 seconds. That pass is intercepted. Hofer trying to get a shot off over to Wentz. Couldn't get it to fall. And that'll do it. First half comes to an end, and boy, there is a lot to talk about. There are a lot of emotions in the building, and a lot more left to be decided here at Riggs High School tonight. What a first half it was. Tigers take the advantage going into the locker room, but this game, believe me folks, it's far, far from over. We'll have halftime coverage of the first half between the Govs and the Tigers right here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. We've got stats and more coming up after this 3-minute timeout.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Schuffelbein Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back to the capital city. Dylan Simmons on the call with you, the band playing their rhythmic tune, and we have reached halftime between your Pierre Governors and the Huron Tigers. And I'll just let the scoreboard tell the story if you're watching on our YouTube stream. 34-29, the Tigers on top of the Governors, and man, what a first half it was. Let's go over some first half stats, why don't we? We'll start with the Tigers. They were led in scoring, as were all players so far tonight, by Blake Elwine. 17 points for the 6'9" center. He was absolutely sensational for the Tigers in that first half, and he made no bones about what he wanted to do. Went right to the basket and challenged Pierre to put somebody on him that could stop him, and there weren't many that could. So Blake Elwine, certainly the player of the game thus far. Huron already making their way back out of the locker room, so didn't take long for their head coach Tim Buttenhagen rather, to say his piece. Miles Elwine also had a three-point shot. His brother Bubba Peterson had two. Colby Hofer had a triple. Colton McNeil had three. Trace Wentz had three. And the other great player in the first half of the Tigers was Davis Chase, who came off the bench in the first half, but still managed 6 points for the Tigers. But really, the offense was Blake Elwine for Huron in that first half of play. Meanwhile, for Pierre, it was a pretty penny from Lincoln Dilgis. 14 points in the first half for Lincoln. He was absolutely in fuego, especially in the first quarter. He had 10 points by the time the first quarter had come to an end and didn't really stop throughout the rest of his time in the first half. Corday Austin had a 2-point shot that was good. A couple free throws, I should say. That came on a technical foul by Tim Buttenhagen that allowed Pierre to make this game a lot closer going into the half. Luke Olson, a quiet first half. Ian Dawson gets both, combining for 6 points. Olson with 4, gets with 2. But, of course, we know their capabilities, and we know just how good they can be and will be on occasion. Eladio Semental also with 4, and Sawyer Sunshine had a triple for the Governors. Surprisingly, that was the lone 3-point shot that Pierre made in the first half. And despite their usual efficiency from 3-point range not going their way thus far, they're only down 5 to a 10-5 Huron Tigers team. So Pierre is certainly, even though they're not playing their best basketball, they are playing right with Huron right now and are evenly matching the Tigers blow for blow. So what does all that mean? It means there's a lot more left to be decided, and we are far, far away from this game being concluded. Governors, of course, entering the game 5-8 overall. Only 2 hours separating these two schools, adding to this rivalry. And Pierre, not just trying to improve their record, but trying to beat in what many would consider their arch rival, the Huron Tigers, to get themselves higher in the AA standings. For the Governors, they next play 0-14 Brookings after a trip to Sioux Falls on Saturday to take on Lincoln. So a couple of interesting games. You got one of the tougher teams in the state, and then one of the lesser teams in the state on paper, but still going to be a significant test, as is every team in AA play. Meanwhile, Huron entering the game 10-5 overall, 6-2 at home, but only 4-3 on the road. They've struggled a little bit more in road games this season. However, they have not lost a game by less, or rather more than 10 points all year long. So they certainly will find themselves in position late, as will Pierre, I would guess. We'll be back in 3 minutes with the second half between the Govs and the Tigers right here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. You better not touch that dial.
Discover the ultimate driving experience at Capital City Ford, Lincoln, Toyota, and Pierre. With our extensive lineup of vehicles, including reliable sedans, rugged SUVs, and powerful trucks, finding your perfect match has never been easier. Plus, our dedicated team is committed to providing top-notch customer service, ensuring your satisfaction every step of the way. Visit us today and experience the excellence at Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Becky Pottsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Ferding Electric and their team of electricians have been serving the electrical needs of Central South Dakota for over 60 years. For fast, dependable service, call Ferding Electric for free estimates. Commercial, residential, and farm wiring. You'll find a large selection of light bulbs, including the hard-to-find fluorescent bulbs. Ferding Electric at 2903 East Elizabeth Street in Pierre. They'll do the job right the first time. Call 605-224-8684. Ferding Electric, 605-224-8684.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to the capital city. Dylan Simmons on the call, and the storm continues between the Tigers and the Governors. Second half action underway. Huron will start with the basketball, and they are not wasting any time going right to work. Portish kicks it out to Bubba Peterson. Peterson in the post, kicks it back out. Blake Elwine. Elwine driving against the baseline. Rolls to Peterson. Shot is up. No good off the rim. Now the Governors will go to work, seeing what they can do to answer the call. Luke Olson from the outside. 7:35 to go in the third quarter. Lincoln Dill just almost lost the ball, being guarded by the much taller Elwine. Elwine pokes the ball out of play. Shot clock down to 22 seconds. Governors down by 5, trying to get their first win of the year against an above 500 team. They're 0-7 thus far on the season, but they have beaten Huron in the past. Coach Kusler and these players know how to get the job done. Gets a screen from Sunshine. Sunshine gets his own screen from Cemental, but just for a moment. Shot clock down to 5. Got to get rid of it. Olsen's got it. Step back 3. No good. And Elwine lost the ball on the rebound. Sonnenschein grabs it. The Lion and the Lamb wins. Now Simmental. 3-pointer no good. Rebounded by Porish. And a foul by Dilges, and that is a foul that he knows he shouldn't have committed, and he kind of clapped his hands in frustration after the fact and gave a grimace like, yep, I should not have done that. 6:58 to go in the third. Tigers with the ball. So far, no points scored in this second half. Bubba Peterson, left side. Now goes inside. Porish. Peterson gets it from Trace Wentz. Guarded by Dilges. Bounce pass inside. McNeil gives it up. Now Blake Elwine, right back to Peterson. Peterson in a crowd, and he takes the safe option, goes to Porish. Porish has his pass intercepted, misread it, and Luke Olson was right there. A big mistake by Andrew Porish. And now step back 3, Dawson gets no good. And again, the trouble from 3-point range continues. Pierre's only hit 1 all game, and it was Sawyer Sonnenschein. That back in the first quarter, travel by Porish. 2 straight turnovers from number 32 here in this third quarter. And the Governors will get the ball back once more, but offense has been tough to come by thus far in the third quarter, as it really has all game. Both offenses have had issues getting things going at certain points. Olsen gets it to Getz on the runner. Now it's going to be Olsen again. Resets the offense, guarded by Peterson. Bounce pass to Simmental. Simmental waits for Olsen. Now takes it himself. Turnaround shot. Off the mark, no good. What a rebound by Sonnenschein. Boy, he gained about 10 inches right there. Had to jump up a million miles to grab that basketball. Olsen off the glass and one. Now get this crowd fired up. Luke Olson with 6, and now the chance at 7. 34-31, and the Govs with an opportunity to bring it back to a 2-point game. Foul going against the Tigers. Trying to clarify who exactly that was. I believe that may have been Miles Elwine. Or nope, my apologies, he just checked in. Couldn't tell exactly, but Olsen either way will miss the free throw. He will take the 2 though. That's the first missed free throw, by the way, for the Govs all game long. So that stretch comes to an end. Now it's a corner 3, Trace Wentz. Off the iron, no good. Bouncing around, Davis Chase gets fouled on the rebound. And again, this is where the Governors have had issues. The interior height of the Tigers has just been such an advantage for them all game long. And when you've got guys like Davis Chase and Blake Elwine playing underneath the basket, it's very hard to defend against that. You've got a guy who's 6'7" and a guy who's 6'9". Exactly what Brianna Kusler was talking about in the pregame, but that is well off the mark and off the front of the iron for Chase. Dawson Getz makes his way out. Caden Aharts checks in for the Governors. Second free throw on the way here. This time Chase rattles it home. And Davis Chase up to 7. He had the second most points for the Tigers in the first half. Sonnenschein almost lost it. Just able to collect it. He wasn't anticipating the pass from Olsen. Olsen now driving against the baseline, and he gets blocked by Chase. Davis Chase saw that one coming. He and Elwine were both in on it, and they were ready. Now Porish, after the shot block, goes left side to Miles Elwine. Elwine gets the ball back from Wentz, hesitates, finds his brother, Blake Elwine. Double teamed, now to Porish. Porish goes back to Miles Elwine, left wing. He stops, goes back to Chase. Patient offense by the Tigers here. And now Chase takes a 3, and it's well off the mark, no good. Did not hit the rim, went off the side of the backboard. Now the Governors with the ball. And a timeout call by Brianna Kusler. Wanted to see a little bit more offensively, and it's going to take a moment to talk things over. This is going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll stick with the action. 4:35 to go in the third. Governors down 35-31. Huron on top if you're just joining us on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. By the way, our scoreboard here on YouTube, presented by American Family Insurance and the Brittany Shufflebine Agency. Thank you to Brittany for sponsoring our scoreboard. Against Huron, Pierre has won all their home games since 2019. Tigers have not won in this venue in 6 years. But there's a chance to amend that right now if they can keep the tempo up against Pierre. However, the Governors do have the ball, down only 4. But you got to think that you got to start cashing in some of these scoring chances, and you got to get the three-point game involved. Huron's done a great job defending that. Governors still with only 1 triple. Olsen steps back, gives it to Aharts. He takes a three-point shot, no good. And the ball out of bounds. Blake Elwine lets it carry out of play. And again, the three-point struggles continue. Sometimes you hit your shots and sometimes you don't. Governors have been money from inside the arc, but when it comes to getting beyond that three-point line, it's been tough sledding. Now Porish in some trouble, able to finally find a three-point shot, and it's good for Miles Elwine. He took it all the way from Sioux Falls and got it to fall. 38-31, my gracious. Now Semental has an open Aharts. Aharts from short range, no good, and the rebound collected by Miles Elwine. And this is where things could get troublesome for Pierre. Porish off the glass, no good, rebounded by Chase and in. Davis Chase right there, and now Huron is starting to put down the sledgehammer just a little bit. 40-31, Governors down by 9, and they're gonna have to turn it around fast. Foul committed by Trace Wentz as Olsen was driving beyond the arc. Governors will send in a couple substitutes, as will the Tigers. Dawson gets and Shufflebein in, as is Colton McNeil. McNeil comes in for Wentz. 3:32 to go in this third quarter. Governors with the ball, down 9. This is their biggest deficit of this game thus far. And again, late game collapses have been an issue for Pierre thus far this season. Olsen on the block, finds an open Aharts off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Dilgis, and he couldn't even hit the rim, no good. A missed opportunity for Dilgis. Porish from the right side, and he traveled. Boy, the ball handling for Andrew Porish has been a bit troublesome at points. That's his 3rd turnover of this third quarter, and another one on a pretty simple mistake. And you can tell he's not happy with himself. Tough break for him as Bubba Peterson checks in for the Tigers. Shufflebein gets the inbound pass. Governors got to go to work. Goes to Olsen on the logo. Olsen, guarded by Colton McNeil. Looking for a screen from Shufflebein. Now goes left side to Aharts. Aharts, guarded by Miles Elwine. Back to Olsen. Olsen in the post, spinning, in some trouble, puts up a wild shot. No good, rebounded by Shufflebein. Shufflebein wrestling for the basketball, and he lost it. Trying to put up a shot, he was just stripped by Bubba Peterson. Tigers on the other end, McNeil dishes it to Peterson. Peterson goes top of the key to Elwine. Three-point shot from Blake Elwine now, and he scores. 20 points for Blake Elwine, and the triples continue to rain for Huron. And Brianna Kusler wants another timeout. This game's starting to get away from Pierre once again, and that's unfortunately been a familiar theme in these kinds of games. This is going to be a full 1-minute timeout, so we're going to send it to a break here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Back in 1.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Welcome back to the capital city. Action already in progress. Governors with the basketball trying to find a response, down 43-31 in this third quarter. 2:15 to go in the quarter. Carter Shovelbein with the basketball. Luke Olson right side, dishes it over to Getz. Getz from the top of the post, goes inside, Dilges off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Aharts and he scores. Johnny on the spot, Caden Aharts puts it right in, and it's back to a 10-point game. Will the comeback attempts begin for the Governors there? Blake Elwine, another three, this time no good. Getz fighting, got the rebound. What a tightrope bat by Dawson Getz to get that rebound. Tightrope act, I should say. Olson goes right over to Getz. Getz is gonna get fouled before he put up the shot. Contact on the floor, inbound pass on the way for the Governors. And the foul goes against Colton McNeil. Bubba Peterson will check out. That'll be McNeil's third of the game. Davis Chase in. He's defending Dilges. Now over to Getz. Getz guarded by Blake Elwine. Inside to Dilges. Dilges in one-on-one. Tough shot. Contact. And the ball went out of bounds on the Tigers after the block shot. Governors will maintain possession. Shot clock at 26 seconds. So plenty of time for Pierre here. Inbound pass from Olson. Goes to Getz in the corner. Drives against the baseline. Tough shot. No foul. Olson somehow got the ball underneath the basket. No good. And the rebound by Chase. So again, missed opportunities by Pierre underneath the basket. And now a three-point shot. Miles Elwine scores. Another triple from Miles Elwine, and that's been the big separator in this game. It's been the three-point shot, as that one's just ripped away from Olson, and Blake Elwine dunks it down. 22 points for Blake Elwine, and all of a sudden the lead is 15 for Huron, and the Tigers fans are standing loud and proud. Aharts over to Dilges. Lincoln Dilges from outside the post. Shot, foul, and he scores. And one for Lincoln Dilges. Sampson must be in the building because the whole gym just shook after that one. What an and one for Lincoln Dilges. What a game he's had overall. 16 points now and a chance for 17 if he can make the free throw right here. To make it a 12-point game. No, off the mark, and one of the few missed free throws by the Governors tonight. The lead remains at 13 for Huron. There's a 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock for the Tigers. Andrew Porish from the near side, guarded by Semental. Bounces it to Blake Elwine. Elwine goes right back to Porish. Down to 17 seconds. Elwine still holding on, goes to the corner to his brother. Miles, right back to Porish, down to 10. Porish lost the ball for a second, in some trouble, dishes it over to Peterson. Opposite side, Miles Elwine, three-point shot, off the mark, airballed it, and the shot clock expires. Shot clock violation, and Pierre will take over, but only with a second and a half to go. Officials clarifying something just to be safe, and it is indeed a shot clock violation. So Pierre's got a chance to inbound it within milliseconds and then just immediately put up a shot. Gonna need a miracle to get off a good one. Elwine checks out. Bubba Peterson back in. So let's see what the Governors decide to do. Aharts will do the honors. And they're still trying to sort something out. I believe it's a clock issue. And they are still sorting that out at the moment. So we have suspended animation on the hardwood. And we're going to continue to wait this to lay out. Got all this drama, all this excitement. And so they add a second to the clock. It's back to 2.5 now. So now you've got a much more realistic chance if you're the Governors. Olson, inbound, slipped and fell. Has to put up a half-court shot off balance, no good. And that does it for the third quarter. The Governors down 48-35 as the Tigers take over with Blake Elwine and Miles Elwine. The Elwine brothers making their presence known. Tigers on top by 13, but we still have one more quarter to go, barring maybe some overtime. We'll be back in 1 minute right here at Riggs High School. You're listening to Pierre Governors Basketball on KCCR and the KCCR Sports
Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
As community bankers, Bank West employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose Bank West. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. Bank West. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to the capital city. Dylan Simmons on the call with you. Final quarter between the Governors and the Tigers on tap. And Pierre trying to overcome a 13-point deficit against Huron, their arch rival here at home. Luke Olson gets the inbound pass, dishes it right ahead to Getz. Getz off the glass, scores. That's a good way to start. Dawson Getz takes it right to the basket. He's got 4 on the night now, and it's an 11-point game. Now the Tigers getting swarmed, double team on Porish. And a timeout taken by the head coach of the Tigers, Tim Budenhagen rather. Mispronouncing that name out all night accidentally, but Coach Budenhagen has certainly got a tremendous reputation. You talk to him and you can just sense the information and intel he has about the game of basketball. He's in his 21st total season as the head coach of the boys team, but he's also coached the girls team, and he's won state championships in both for the Huron Tigers. He's been coaching since 1987 when it comes to Huron basketball. So this is a guy that has been around the block, knows what basketball is all about, and knows what it takes to win a championship. And he's got this team in his second tenure, which started in 2022, right back to championship contention. Maybe not among the elite of the elite in AA, but they are certainly right there with some of the best. And if they keep playing like they are right now, they will certainly be there when the state tournament reaches its end. Porish floater off the mark, rebounded by Shovelbein. Fast break for the Governors. Olson gets it right back from Dilgis. Underneath the basket, finds his man, it's Getz. Getz spins over to Semental. Semental hands it off over to Getz. Getz, inside pass to Olson. He's got one-on-one with Blake Elwine. Spinning, and he decides to go better of it. And over to Shovelbein, now inside to Getz. Getz, got it to go. Great work by Dawson Getz, right underneath the basket. He's got all 4 points so far in this fourth quarter. And it's back to a single-digit game. 48-39, Pierre using a hybrid of the full-court press. McNeil dishes it to Elwine. A three-point shot is good. My gracious, it's like clockwork with Blake Elwine. He's got 25 now for Huron. And just like that, the comeback gets a little tougher. 12-point Tiger lead. Inside to Dilgis. Dilgis dishes it to Shovelbein. Shovelbein goes left side to Semental. Governor staying patient. You don't want to give the Tigers any free opportunities. Semental off the glass scores. He went right by Bubba Peterson. And Eladio Semental using his rocket skate shoes to propel his way right to the basket. 51-41. Now McNeil goes to Peterson. Peterson almost traveled. Finds Porish. Porish to Elwine. This is the key matchup. Olson is going to be charged with a foul. And there was pretty minimal contact that time. In fact, it was Olson who was falling back. So, interesting call. And that's going to be Olson's third. So, he cannot afford too many more of those plays in this fourth quarter. Andrew Porish now goes laterally to Trace Wentz. Wentz to McNeil. Wentz now back to Porish. Wentz has the ball, thought about the three, great closeout defense by Getz. Porish lost the ball, stripped by Olson. He's gonna try to take it coast to coast with the and one. And Eladio Semental ended up hanging on the rim, trying to bring the basketball with him, just in case Olsen missed it. But Olsen said, don't worry, partner, I've got this under control. And one, and a chance at a 7-point game right here. Miles Elwine checks in for Porish. And just like that, the Governors have it back to a single-digit game. Here is refusing to quit. For the three-point play, he missed it. And again, missed free throws after such a great start from the cherry stripe in this game, starting to crop up for the Govs. Score remains at 8. Blake Elwine. Governors have double-teamed him more frequently in this second half. And they're going to do it again right here. Dish to Chase, who's back in the game. Chase to Miles Elwine. Governors really targeting that three-point line, but not here. Elwine, corner three. This time, no good. Rebounded by Dilges. Dilges going to stop and start it over to Getz. Getz to an open Simmental, three-point shot. And again, the three-point ball continues to be a problem spot, but the ball swatted out of bounds by Blake Elwine, and he's arguing at the ref that that wasn't the case. So disagreement between player and official. Inbound pass for the Govs, they're given new life. But again, the three-point ball just hasn't been there tonight for the Governors. Porish checks in for Trace Wentz. Inbound to Dilges. Dilges finds Luke Olsen. Olsen open to Dilges, and one! A pretty penny from Lincoln Dilges again. Have yourself a night, young man. He's got 18, and the Governors have a chance to bring this to a 5-point game with 5:01 to go. Lincoln Dilges is Superman for the Governors right now. And number 13 here to complete the three-point play. Got it. Lincoln Dilges with 19 points, a career night. It's a 5-point game. Tigers with the ball. Governors showing full court press. Porish having a little bit of an issue getting the ball across half court, but does. Porish kicks it over to Elwine. Governors in zone D right now. And it's been working thus far in this fourth quarter. Rolled over to his brother Miles. Miles Elwine, bounce pass to Porish. Porish, top of the post. Elwine takes a deep three, in and out, no good. And the rebound collected by Getz. And tipped by Olsen to get it there to him. Now the Governors trying to step up again. Olsen gets a screen. One-on-one. Driving, spinning, finds Getz, puts up a reverse shot, but got fouled. And Dawson Getz is on his way to the free throw line. And the Tigers defense has started to collapse a little bit as they have targeted the interior, but Pierre has found ways to navigate against their big men, and they're getting the matchups they want. Getz makes the first free throw. It's been a quiet night by his standards, just 7 points. Same for Olsen with only 6, but it's when they're making these baskets that is the key point. This to make it a one-possession game. You better believe it. Getz nails it. It's 51-48 Tigers. Here showing full court press again. How does Huron handle the pressure this time? Porish finds Blake Elwine. Elwine at the lettering. Elwine, double team, lays up for Chase. Chase, double teamed inside, and they're gonna call a foul on that shot attempt, and that, at least from my vantage point, would appear to be one of the more questionable calls of the night. Looked like a lot of ball on that Chase shot attempt. Foul goes against Dilges, his second. So now the Governors have to hope for a couple missed free throws, and Chase nails the first one. Back to a two-possession game with 4:01 to play in this fourth quarter. The JV game earlier came down to 3 points with Huron winning, and it's a similar situation right here. Chase misses the second, gets with the rebound. Now the Governors go back to work. Less than 4 minutes to go. Olsen conducting this offense as he always does. Playing the point position, communicating with Shufflebind. Working inside, he's got the matchup he wants, but he can't get the finish. He ran by Elwine, had to look at the glass, but he couldn't get the ball to go in. Some ISO ball that time, and it didn't work out. Elwine going across the court to his brother Miles. Now inside to Porish. Porish in the post. He struggled in this position tonight, and he passes it to nobody. It's out of bounds. And Andrew Porish's struggles against this Pierre defense continues. He rolled it like a bowling ball to Casper the Friendly Ghost. And Pierre's got it once more. 3:19 to go in the fourth quarter. Governors with new life. And Bubba Peterson checks in for Porish. And you got to feel for him. He's had a tough night with a multitude of turnovers. Some nights you're just not on, and Porish just not in his zone right now. Shuffle by with the ball. Bounce pass to Olsen. Luke Olsen from the top. Guarded by Elwine. Moving this offense out, finds Dilgis. This ball bounces right up in the air, and it's picked off. And a foul by gets to boot on Blake Elwine. Dilgis was trying to force the ball inside to Getz, and it went up like a pop fly in baseball. Eventually, it was gathered by Huron, just barely in bounds. It was very close to having Elwine and his brother step out of bounds, trying to collect that basketball. Four-court press from the Govs. So far, Huron handling it, but just barely. Chase inside, reverse is good. Davis Chase nails it. And this time, the full-court press, no issue for the Huron Tigers, and the lead is up to 6 with 2:53 to play. We're going to stick with the action right here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. A 6-point Huron Tigers lead. What's at stake for those of you who need a reminder? The Tigers could move to 11-5 with a win tonight. The Governors would fall to 5-9 overall. But if Pierre wins, it would be their first win against a team above 500 this year, and would move them to 6-7 in ESD and AA play. Governors trying to get a win before they hit the road on Saturday to take on Lincoln in Sioux Falls. Governors currently 13th in the AA standings with 39 C points, contesting with Stevens and Sturgis Brown, both of whom are teams they've faced off against thus far this year. Brianna Kusler trying to win her second game against Huron in her 4th year as the Governors' head basketball coach, and trying to defend the streak of home wins for either side. A road team has not won in this series since 2020. It's been half a decade, but that could change tonight. Luke Olsen from the left side. Possessions are of the essence right now, and the Governors have to take advantage of this moment. Olsen spinning, goes over to Getz, and that's an illegal screen on Luke Olsen. He was trying to get a screen on Colton McNeil. McNeil got tripped up, and the foul is committed with offense going to the Tigers. Offensive possession going to the Tigers, rather. That's a tough break for Pierre, and that's a disappointing break. Those kinds of mistakes could come back to bite them. Peterson goes over to McNeil. Wentz has it. Now Wentz over to Blake Elwine. Elwine across the court to Peterson. Peterson right back over to McNeil. McNeil guarded by Semental. Bounce pass to Peterson. Elwine falls down. Peterson in some trouble. McNeil pump fakes. Now goes right back to Wentz. Peterson running out of time. Shot clock at 3. Got to get rid of it. Elwine didn't get the shot off. Did not get the shot off. That's a shot clock violation. Tremendous defense by the Governors. By the way, Huron is now in the bonus, so any foul committed by the Governors from here on out will send the Tigers to the free throw line. And Pierre has to be aware of that. Sawyer Sunshine running the point. Guarded by Colton McNeil at the logo, and Brianna Kusler wants to talk things over. Kusler calls a timeout. This is going to be a full timeout. We are going to send it to a break. KCCR and KCCR Sports YouTube channel. We'll be right back. Governors down 54-48.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs. We do so by utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methods which allow the patients to feel comfortable. So whether it has been many years or 6 months since your last dental visit, your oral health is important. We invite you to call us at Missouri River Dentistry, 223-2021, 223-2021.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
Welcome back to the capital city. Dylan Simmons on the call with you. 1:48 to go in the fourth quarter. Governors will have the basketball. Down by 6 points. The Huron Tigers 4-3 on the road, trying to nab their 5th road win of the season in enemy territory against their arch rival, the Pierre Governors. In this battle of the East River, inbound pass to Carter Shufflebein goes right back to Eladio Semental. Semental to Sawyer Sonnenschein. Governors down by 6, gotta be careful, no illegal screen this time. Gets inside to Dilgis. Dilgis with a shot. Mid-range it goes. Contested shot for Lincoln Dilgis. Dynamite, and the Governors make it a 4-point game. 54-50. Trace Wentz goes across the court. Blake Elway at the top of the post has to dish it back to Anderson Porch. Now a 3-point shot from Elway, no good. Chase, foul and one. Davis Chase continues to astound and amaze. 56-50, and that, with 1:08 to go in the fourth, might be the knockout blow. Davis Chase and his tremendous rebounding ability making all the difference. By the way, Luke Olson not on the floor for the Governors right now. Foul going against Caden Aharts. He taps his chest and says, "It's my bad." Chase misses the free throw, and it's rebounded by the Governors. So Dawson Getz has it. Remains a 2-possession game. That's important. Dilgis kicks it back out. Getz, stutter step, has an open Sonnenschein. This is for 3. No good. Ball bounces back to Aharts. Aharts now to Getz. Getz goes to Aharts. Aharts got to get rid of it, and does. Dilgis forces the foul against Bubba Peterson. Governors were looking for a 3 for about 10 seconds there. Huron guarded the arc well, and finally a push foul committed by the Tigers. Lincoln Dilgis with 21 points for the Governors here tonight, leads all Pierre players. He may be the guy you want to go to in this situation. Or maybe not. It's Aharts. Aharts left side. Shot clock at 30 seconds. Gets floater. No. Chase with the rebound, and he was fouled as well. That'll send him to the free throw line. And if he can make these 2 free throws, it may be enough to silence the hopes of the Governors here in their home venue. Again, Davis Chase, especially late in the going with his incredible height of 6'7", and his rebounding ability continues to make a huge difference. Foul against Dawson Getz, his 4th. He's 1 more away from being fouled out. May not come to that. Chase makes the free throw. So although Blake Elwine was really controlling this game for the majority, as a timeout's taken on the floor, 57-50, Huron on top. But although Blake Elwine controlled a good portion of this game for the Tigers, it's been Davis Chase in the second half, really in this fourth quarter, getting offensive rebounds, keeping the ball out of the Governors' hands, and not allowing them to get second chance opportunities that has really made the difference in this one. And it's cost Pierre a chance to possibly take this game, and it would appear. Of course, you never want to say never. Crazier things have happened, and everyone knows the Reggie Miller game. We're not even to that point yet, but with 33.6 to go, and Huron with a chance to go up 8, it certainly is perilous, to say the least, for Pierre right now. So Davis Chase will make his way to the charity stripe for one more with 33.6 to go in this one. Misses the free throw. They're trying to get their own rebound, and it worked to perfection. Bounced right back to McNeil. Pierre immediately has to commit a foul. And actually, that wasn't intentional. Dill just didn't mean to do it, but in that situation, you almost have to foul because the Tigers are just going to tick off the clock. But Dill just looked disappointed, and it's on Blake Elwine, so that may be why. Elwine's free throw is good. Early on, it was Huron that was struggling from the free throw line, but they have rounded into form late. And meanwhile, Pierre was picture perfect in the first half of the charity stripe. His second free throw is missed. Ahartz gets it, but Pierre struggled in the second half with free throws. Gets, sidesteps, goes to Sonnenschein, triples on the way, off the glass, no good. Peterson with the rebound, and Semental immediately commits the foul underneath the basket. And Peterson may have twisted up his knee just a little bit right there. He's favoring that right leg. Looks like he's no worse for the wear, though. Andrew Porish and Blake Elwine having a discussion with the bench. 18.1 to go in this game. Huron up 58-50. And Peterson at the charity stripe. Got it. Bubba Peterson up to 3 points in the game. And the Tigers with a chance to surpass 60. They average 59.2 points per game, and they've reached that threshold. Now a chance to surpass it. Good. Peterson up to 4, 60-50. Final seconds of the game, Ahartz for three. Off the front of the iron, rebounded by Dilges, turnaround shot, again no good. Chase with the rebound, and another foul, no, a tie-up actually underneath the basket. Possession's gonna go to Huron anyway. And the Tigers can just inbound this ball, and that will likely be wraps here in the capital city. Elwine dribbles it out, and that's gonna do it. The Huron Tigers claw their way to a 60-50 win over your Pierre Governors here at Riggs High School behind a tremendous performance in the interior by Blake Elwine and Davis Chase. Those two combined for 38 points, and the Tigers take this 10-point win here on the road to move to 11-5. Meanwhile, the Governors fought hard, did everything they could, but unfortunately, once again, just came up a little bit short here tonight against their arch rival. Huron becomes the first team to win a game in this series on the road since 2020. First time in half a decade that the road team has won. We're going to take it to a 3-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have post-game coverage here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel of the Govs and the Tigers. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in 3.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Capital City Ford, Lincoln, Toyota, and Pierre, where exceptional customer service meets an incredible inventory lineup. Looking for your dream car? Our expert team is here to guide you every step of the way. From dependable Fords to luxurious Lincolns and versatile Toyotas, we have something for every taste, need, and budget. Experience the difference with us today. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota.
Welcome back here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Dylan Simmons on the call with you tonight. And the Huron Tigers taking a 60-50 win over your Pierre Governors in boys action here at Riggs High School. Postgame show has begun here on our different Riverfront broadcasting platforms. And Governors just didn't quite have enough in the end, and really what made the difference was, again, the Tigers' height. They had so many tremendous players who used their height to their advantage in the post, and it allowed them to have advantages that Pierre just didn't have in the end. And it brought the Tigers this 10-point win, but you got to use your assets effectively, and the Tigers certainly were able to do that and find their way to this 10-point victory on the road. For scoring tonight, the Tigers were led by Blake Elwine, a sensational 25-point performance. He was incredible both inside the post and from beyond the three-point line. Had a multitude of threes, a bunch of shots underneath the basket, and I think maybe one of his most impressive jobs was his defense against Luke Olson. Olson did not have a great night by his standards. 6 points is all he was able to muster. Still a tremendous player, but Blake Elwine was able to shut him down for large portions of this game, and that's got to be a credit to the defense that he played overall. But really the guy who sealed it late for Huron was Davis Chase, 15 points in that game overall, and a lot of that coming in the fourth quarter. And really what helped as well was the multitude of offensive rebounds he got for the Tigers late in the game that put them in position to close this thing out and run out the clock. Miles Elwine with 9, Colton McNeil had 3, Trace Wentz with a 3-point basket, Bubba Peterson had 4, and Colby Hofer also had a triple. And that's another big separating factor in this game, was the amount of 3-point shots that Huron was able to get. They were basically at double figures as far as 3-point shots are concerned. Pierre had just one made all night long. It came from Sawyer Sonnenschein in the first quarter. Otherwise, they were scoreless from 3-point range. But it was a career night for Lincoln Dilgis. What a game he had, 21 points, and he was just about unstoppable from mid-range especially today. Hit a bunch of turnaround shots, had great drives, great floaters, and got a lot of shots to go off the glass and a couple of and ones. So Lincoln Dilgis, no question, is the player of the game for the Pierre Governors tonight, and a well-earned one at that, a career night for him. Unfortunately, couldn't come in a victory, but I'm sure still a night that he's got to be very happy with, even though his team couldn't come away with the victory. Sawyer Sonnenschein with 3. Corday Austin had 1 free throw made. Eladio Semental had 6. And Dawson Getz and Luke Olson didn't quite have the nights that we've grown accustomed to. Getz had 8, Olson only with 6. And a lot of unfortunate opportunities kind of went down the drain for them as far as 3-point shots and deep shots were concerned. It wasn't for a lack of trying, and wasn't for a lack of great effort on their part, but just weren't able to capitalize on certain opportunities, and sometimes that's all it takes here in this kind of game. Tigers move to 11-5 on the season. That includes 11-5 in AA play. Governors fall to 5-9. We'll see how that affects the AA standings once all the dust has settled on tonight's action across the state of South Dakota. Brianna Kusler will fall to 1-3 all-time against the Tigers and suffer her second straight loss. This is also the first time that either side has won 2 straight games in this series since the 2019-2020 season. So it's been a while since either side's been able to 1 win on the road and 2 win back-to-back years. But Huron was able to pull that out tonight. And we've heard a lot of good things about Huron and Tim Buttenhagen's squad, and they were able to show just how good they truly were tonight. He went out there and basically told his players to put on a show, and that's what they did, allowing this Tigers team to pull away to victory. And that's got to make the old ball coach very excited. They'll move to 5-3 on the season on the road. And as I mentioned, Pierre dropping to 5-9 overall, with a 3-6 record at home now and a 2-3 record on the road. Still a lot left to be decided on the season for Pierre, but certainly some things to shore up, and got to find ways in the future to handle taller players and size advantages, so to speak, especially if you meet Huron again. But the great thing about games like this is that it can serve as a learning experience. And although you may not win in these games, you always find something to take away and something to learn from it. And I'm sure that's what Brianna Kusler is reiterating to her team right now in the locker room. We will hear from Coach Kusler in a few moments right here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. But until that time, we're going to take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with more post-game coverage right here on your Riverfront broadcasting platforms. Don't go anywhere. Back in 3.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Becky Potsuba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Ferding Electric and their team of electricians have been serving the electrical needs of Central South Dakota for over 60 years. For fast, dependable service, call Ferding Electric for free estimates. Commercial, residential, and farm wiring. You'll find a large selection of light bulbs, including the hard-to-find fluorescent bulbs. Ferding Electric at 2903 East Elizabeth Street in Pierre. They'll do the job right the first time. Call 605-224-8684. Ferding Electric, 605-224-8684.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Welcome back here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Dylan Simmons on the call. Your final here from the capital city, the Huron Tigers beating the Pierre Governors in boys basketball action by a total of 60-50. Tigers getting the 10-point win here on the road. Taking a look at some of the other matchups from across the state of South Dakota and in AA. The Douglas Patriots are on the road tonight against Hot Springs in boys action. That game is supposed to start at 8 o'clock, or was supposed to start at 8 o'clock, but we don't have an official score on that yet. For you folks in Fort Pierre, the Stanley County Buffaloes are on the road against North Central tonight in Eureka in girls action. That game also starting at 8. No score reported yet. Of course, our game, Huron beating Pierre by a score of 60-50. Tri-Valley and Sioux Falls Christian in action. Sioux Falls Christian up 34-26 in girls action. We also have Lincoln and O'Gorman in boys action, and Lincoln defeats the Knights by a score of 55-44. And remember, Lincoln is the team that Pierre will next play on Saturday at 2 o'clock. That game right here on KCCR. I'll have the call for that one, so we'll be right back in action on Saturday with that very team. T's taking on Harrisburg tonight in Harrisburg in boys action. That's not very a far travel for T. I actually, of course, went to Harrisburg just a few weeks ago, or actually just a week ago. Feels like it's been longer than that with all that's happened since then, but not a big trip for T. No score reported from that one yet, and still waiting on any others. There is girls action that's been reported for that game actually. Harrisburg and T. Harrisburg also at home in that one, and the Tigers winning 53-45 in girls action. That game started at 7:30 p.m. Watertown defeated Jefferson in girls action by a score of 50-37. Arrows defeating the Cavaliers. Aberdeen Central and Mitchell in girls action. Mitchell won 42-33. And Spearfish took Sturgis Brown to the woodshed in girls action. 48-19, the Spartans defeat the Scoopers. Brandon Valley defeats Washington in boys action by a score of 56-53 on the road. A very close game right down to the wire. Very intense action between those two schools. Brookings loses to Roosevelt 73-54 in boys action, so the Rough Riders keep going with their hot streak. Remember, they beat this Huron team not that long ago. Watertown losing to Jefferson by a score of 59-33. And in girls action, your Pierre Governors defeating the Huron Tigers by a score of 63-35. So a big win for the girls on the road. Congratulations to the team. And my partner John Winkler out there getting to see a big win a couple hours away. And we are now joined by the head coach of the Pierre Governors boys basketball team, Miss Brianna Kusler. We're going to give her the mic and make sure that she's got us. All right, Coach, so first question for you. Obviously, not the result that you guys wanted, and one thing that you talked about a bit in the pregame was the size of Huron, and it did seem like that helped them a lot when it came to rebounds. Do you think that that was part of it, or was it a lack of execution in some ways, or maybe a little of both?
No, I think obviously their size plays into a lot of things. We can't teach height at the end of the day, and they definitely had that advantage. But I thought our guys battled hard. I mean, shoot, Sawyer Sunshine, the shortest guy on the court, comes up with quite a few offensive boards. And but I don't think it was an effort thing necessarily. I think at times when they got offensive boards, maybe we didn't do a job as well as we could have from a standpoint of clearing guys out. And they're going to be able to out-jump us, but it's a push if they come over the back if you clear them out first. But there were times where we just didn't do enough of making contact and clearing them, so then they could call that push. But, I don't necessarily think that the game was fully decided on rebounds. I think it was competitive both ways. And we just, our third quarter is something that we've got to figure out because that really is hurting us right now. They're getting a lead that we're not able to come back from, excuse me. But the fight was there, certainly. It was just obviously not the result that we would like.
Fight was certainly there, and like you mentioned, they did fight hard for those rebounds, and got to give kudos to those guys. They were fighting all night right underneath the basket. But second question, three-point shots were a little bit harder to come by tonight as well. Was that more the result of the defense for Huron, or do you think that was just a matter of shots just not falling?
I think a mixture of both. I think they made things very difficult for us offensively, especially for Dawson. They were face guarding him at times. They were mixing things up with the switches and stuff. That's gonna they're able to switch out and cover those shooters. Even with our screens, I think we could have been a little bit more sharp on our screens and whatnot. Maybe both coming off of them and setting them as well. But there were some good reads that I think we made as well. And really it's just the next play mentality with things and finding the next best thing as well. And if they're taking something away, where can we expose them in another way? So all good things that we can take away tonight, but certainly the time is limited at this point, so we've got to start getting back to work and fine-tuning some of those things so we're not losers in this.
But what a game from Lincoln tonight. He was absolutely sensational. He had 21 points by my count at the end of the night. What can you say about his performance and the way he was able to dominate the Huron defense?
He stepped into this starting role a couple games ago, and he really has embraced the challenge of being a spark for us. And tonight, he didn't back down from any challenges, and that was he stepped up at times, especially. You've got one of your both of our top scorers with Luke and Dawson on the bench for a lot of tonight in foul trouble, and we needed other guys to step up and keep us in the game, and he did that. And it just his presence defensively, he communicates extremely well, and that's something that is certainly beneficial for us entirely. And then of course, his rebounding and his shooting that comes. I thought he was unconscious tonight a little bit, and he really, again, just stepped up to the challenge and rose to whatever he was called upon.
Well, he was certainly in the zone or beast mode or whatever you want to call it. He was definitely feeling it tonight, so big game for Lincoln. Last question. Now, obviously, it's time to turn the page and look forward. You guys have Lincoln coming up this Saturday, big test on the road. How do you guys refocus and reestablish yourselves for that one?
I think, tonight proved that it's no consolation. We're not here for moral victories, but Huron's one of the top teams, and we've competed with the top teams, and now we've got to find a way to win against the top teams, and then Lincoln's a great opportunity for us to do that, and finding ways to minimize the stretches of time where there's some lapses for us, and really maximize on the opportunity when we've got momentum. I think halftime was unfortunately at the wrong time for us because we did have a lot of momentum at that time, and fortunate for Huron, they got to go and reset a little bit. But now we've got to find a way to come out of halftime a little bit more with a little bit more spunk. And we'll watch this and we'll get back to work with some things, but really minimizing that stretch of time, especially in that third quarter.
Big opportunity in Sioux Falls on Saturday, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, we will see her on Saturday, and a big thank you to her for coming by and talking to us for a couple of minutes and giving her insight on tonight's game. Always appreciate, Coach, taking some time to give us a conversation here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. As for tonight, that's going to do it from Riggs High School, so thank you all so much for listening in or watching on the YouTube channel or right here on KCCR. For Jen back at the station, for all of you listening in, I am Dylan Simmons saying so long, where your final score is Huron 60, Pierre 50. This has been a presentation of KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. We'll see you next time, and have an electric night, everybody.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by State Farm Insurance Becky Potsuba Agency, the American of Fort Pierre, Bank West, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Birding Electric, Gales Gas, American Family Insurance Brittany Schaffelbein Agency, CHS River Plains, First Dakota National Bank, Shane's Pharmacy, Missouri River Dentistry, Kruger Contracting, Edward Jones Financial, Lamb Motor, Owyhee Federal Credit Union, Todd's Electric, and the South Dakota Office of Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection. Join us next time for Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcast